Okay, hello everybody. This is going to be hopefully an achievement for the last case of John Morley, which has been published and provided to me by JanduSoft, so thank you to them. You may notice that we actually have 30 gamer score on the count, and that is because I just did a very small play just before this video and popped the first two achievements before I realised that my timer was off. So I'm restarting it. But I'll tell you where we get the achievements anyway. Right. Let's play. So let's start the clock now. I'll tell you what the two achievements are anyway when we get there. Okay, so in this, you can click and hold the left stick to run, and sadly, it doesn't seem that we can actually change that. So, yeah, we're going to be holding the left stick in for quite a bit in this starting sequence.
Where am I?
So what we do is we just follow the lanterns.
I know it's following me. I can feel it.
And this bit is extremely linear. So if somehow you get lost, just keep walking around until you find a lantern, and then, yeah, just keep following it.
It's coming from the river.
Also, I think I've heard this voice actor before, but I can't place him. I don't think it's AI. It's definitely a voice actor.
If it catches me, it will show no mercy.
I'm pretty sure I've heard this guy before from something. Maybe in a Tonka Boydor game, perhaps. One of those walking simulators.
I know it's hidden somewhere in this forest.
This isn't a walking simulator, by the way. It is a detective game. It's just this... The starting sequence is kind of walking simulator.
I should be able to see its light soon.
Okay, so as you get up to the cabin, prepare yourself for a jump scare.
At last. I can gather my strength and plan how to face that monstrous thing.
Sound alert. Did warn you. Okay, so you would have gotten an achievement for getting through the forest.
The name's John.
And the other achievement that I got was trying to leave this room without getting dressed. Both achievements were worth 15 gamer score.
Blasted nurses, and being pumped full of enough medicine to fell an ox. Today I'm finally free. Who would have thought that the case of the Red Shoes murder would end the way it did? A stormy night, soaked to the skin, wrestling that brainless killer on a rooftop. Then a slip and a 5-story plunge.
Welcome back, monkey.
It appears
Why do you have a frog lantern, and what is that from?
Considerable difficulty rousing you earlier this morning, so I deemed it best.
Oh, Sea of Thieves. Of course it's Sea of Bloody Thieves.
I bring you good news. The latest and the doctor has authorized your discharge. You are now officially ready to go. I have placed your belongings on the table.
Morning session.
Oh, and a lady stopped by this morning with some clothes from the dry cleaner.
Her voice does not match her mouth movements.
I've been having nightmares.
The doctor has prescribed some medication that should help address any residual effects. This should assist in alleviating your nightmares.
My belongings.
So, exhaust all the dialogue with this lady, with this nurse.
Kept for safekeeping. They are in the box on the table.
So I'm better now.
Yes, You are much improved. Both your physical and psychological assessments have been satisfactory, and there are no impediments to your returning to your normal life.
A woman brought my clothes from the dry cleaner. Was it Penny?
I couldn't say. She arrived quite early, before my shift began. I've placed the garments in the wardrobe to keep them from getting wrinkled. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have other patients to attend to. I wish you all the best.
Okay, so first thing you want to do is read this note, and you interact with the X button. Not that the game tells you this.
I don't blame you.
And
I'm not ready to leave just yet.
clicking on the door there will pop the Backdoor Breezy achievement. Okay. Now we're all caught up. Right, so we're going to open the wardrobe, put on
Get
shoes,
myself a pair of derbies. Or brogues. They're much more comfortable.
read this note thing here.
So the mystery woman who took my clothes to the cleaners was Penny after... I usually use the Windsor knot.
I don't know what the Windsor knot is, but sure. Okay, trousers,
Do a fine job of
shirt,
foot
jacket,
strap across the shoulders.
tie.
Padded. Gives off an air of authority. Keeps the
Okay.
catches the
Okay, so you want to inspect the dry cleaning receipt if you haven't done so already. Then we're going to investigate this thing on the table, this letter. Chlorpromazine. Okay, examine the
me.
business card,
Bloodhound
which is
Morley.
mine, apparently. And the
Story
coins.
of my life. Nearly broke.
Can we interact with the book? Nope. The watch on the
Blimey,
bedside
it's nearly
table.
noon. I must have lost track of time in those blasted nightmares.
Then we want the hat and coats.
Trench coat and fedora hat. Every detective's must have.
Right. There is an achievement for investigating every corner of the hospital room, so I may have missed something. What about the window?
Rainy and...
Ah, yeah, we can interact with the window.
Typical London weather.
Is there anything else we can interact with? Nope. Can we interact with the chair? Can we interact with that? Can't interact with the sink.
Blimey, what a fool I took onto that rain-soaked pavement. And to top it off, with that downpour, I ruined my best suit. But, well, that's all water under the bridge now. Quite literally.
I can't interact with... Oh, I can interact with this again. God, that's mouldy on the back. They need to clean that. First aid kit. Nothing I can interact with there. 1945. Okay. Is there something I'm missing on this letter? Nope. Can't interact with anything else up there. Okay, I cannot see anything else to interact with. Can I jump? Nope. Oh, we had to open the door. Rookie Sleuth, 30G. Okay.
I better hurry up. Just like Penny says in her note, I might have a new client this afternoon.
Morning, Doomsday.
And with the way
Thank you
things
for the
are going,
streak.
I can't afford to let that. All right, let's get moving. Today's the first day of the rest of my life.
Okay.
Back again. Feels like stepping into everything has got that same old charm, and yet feels oddly new. This hospital stint's given me a bit of a new outlook. Maybe I'll take it a shade easier from now on, sticking to cases that don't demand a trip to the morgue.
Okay, can we interact with that? Nope. Wood. I guess we can't go up there. Key.
Here
So
then.
obviously placed.
Penny's keys, just like it says in her note.
Okay, so we're in the office now. Do we close it? No, it closes automatically. Okay, so this is Penny's desk. Who's
So
this?
this is Peter. That smug grin's got "punch me" written all over it. Penny's desk. I ought to give her a ring and try to sweet talk her into coming back. If this new client brings in some decent dough, maybe I could settle what I owe her and use a little charm to win her over.
What am I getting stuck on?
The murder weapon from the cadaver collector case. Nasty business, that one.
Okay. Crime board.
The case of the Red Shoes murder. One of the most complicated I've faced. Finally. Case closed.
Okay, on the left side of the room, we want to investigate this.
This case is worth its weight in gold. Everything you need for a portable lab. Even the coppers missed it. The slant on the letter
Okay,
E
30G for trophy cabinet.
gave away the
You
title
inspected
to
all the
Black
objects from the
Six.
cases you have solved.
My files. Cases, clients, debts. Too many debts. The umbrella with a bullet hole.
Which is a bit weird because that popped definitely way too early, considering all these things. But whatever. I'll take it. Examine the ashtray just to make sure everything's fine.
The jealous lover solved everything with a few blows from an ashtray. Brutal, but effective.
Okay, so we're now going to go to our desk and examine it.
My desk, strangely tidy. Normally it's buried under papers, notes, bits of evidence. Penny must have wanted to leave everything spick and span before she walked out on me. Another one of my cards. But this one has my last name circled.
Okay. Morning, Sphinx. Oh. Right, interact with a typewriter. So, because that was circled, I guess I have to type Morley. Oh, God, what is this typewriter? Jesus Christ. Is this Cyrillic or Russian or something?
a scarlet page. I trust Penny didn't go snooping through my things while I was away.
Oh, dude, you got porn in your desk? Really? Oh, Jesus Christ, you're horrible.
My apologies, madam. I didn't hear you come in. I was a bit distracted.
Good afternoon, Mr. Morley. I trust your assistant informed
Oh,
you
she's
of
a
my
ghost.
visit as promised.
I'm calling it now. She's a ghost.
I was rather engrossed and didn't notice your arrival. To whom do I owe the honour of this meeting?
Lady Margaret Fordside, the 4th Countess of Bloomsbury.
Lady Margaret.
She's dead. I'm calling it now. She's dead.
How can I assist you?
I shall endeavour to be as candid as possible. 20 years ago, when my daughter was just 18, she was brutally murdered. It happened at our family estate, Bloomsbury Manor. Someone slipped into the house unnoticed, and upon reaching her room, delivered 5 fatal stab wounds to her chest, lungs, and heart. The police, eager to close the case, hastily blamed and condemned 2 violent thieves who clearly had nothing to do with her death. The investigation was closed, and justice was never served. I am prepared to offer you £30,000 if you take on this case, and a further £30,000 if you can solve it and bring the true killer to light. Tell me, Mr. Morley, will you accept this case?
I understand your distress, Lady Fordside. But before I commit to anything, might I trouble you with a few questions?
By all means, Mr. Morley. Ask whatever you must.
A case that's been cold for 20 years. You certainly don't make it easy for me, Lady Margaret. What made you decide to seek out a detective now?
For over 2 decades, I've fought tirelessly to have the case reopened, to prove that the real murderer escaped justice. But all in vain. Neither solicitors nor well-meaning police friends, nor even journalists hungry for a dark story have managed to uncover anything. Then one day, I read about your success in solving the case of the Red Shoes killer. Regrettably, I also learned of the unfortunate incident that left you hospitalized with grievous injuries. On the advice of your secretary, Miss Penny, I waited patiently for your recovery. And now, here I am.
I still think she's dead.
Tell me about Bloomsbury Manor. Do you still reside there?
After Elodie's death, I abandoned the estate. I couldn't bear to remain there, to live within those walls. Even now, when I visit the manor, it still feels as though I can hear her footsteps echoing through the halls, her voice humming that old melody. The delusions of an old woman who has mourned her daughter for far too long, Mr. Morley. No mother should ever have to bury her child. Should you accept the case, Bloomsbury Manor would likely be the best place to begin the investigation. I shall not impede your work, as I now reside at Bedford Square, in the heart of the city.
Tell me about the men the police arrested. Why are you so certain they weren't guilty?
2 days after the murder, the police arrested a pair of violent thieves who were terrorizing the county at the time. Though they swore their innocence in my daughter Elodie's death, their criminal record completely undermined their defense. Seizing the opportunity, the police locked them away for their other crimes, and the case was closed. But what has always struck me as suspicious is that nothing was stolen on the night my Elodie was killed. If those thieves were truly the culprits, why would they murder her and then leave without taking a single piece of silver? It doesn't add up, Mr. Morley.
She has a point.
Tell me, were there any witnesses? Did anyone see or hear anything?
It happened at midnight. The house was practically empty at the time, with only a few servants and a guest who was sleeping in the west wing. I was the only one who might have heard something, as my room was next to hers. Unfortunately, I had taken a sleeping draught and fell into a deep slumber. It is a decision I shall regret for the rest of my days.
Well, I believe I have all the information I need to get started. I accept the case, and will begin the investigation immediately.
I'm pleased to hear that. My butler will bring you the £30,000 tomorrow morning. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have matters to attend to. Once you uncover the culprit, contact me at once, and I shall promptly deliver the remaining £30,000. Please, Mr. Morley.
I'm calling it. She's dead. I'm convinced. I don't know why, but I'm convinced she's dead. And he's like imagining this or something. I don't know why I'm convinced of it, but I am. I do not believe that she is in the line of the living, as they say. In the line of the living? In the land of the living, even. That's what they say. I've never heard somebody say the line of the living. What a stupid thing to say.
I made my way to the dense forest path. A haunting silence enveloped the air. It was as though the very night of the crime still lingered here, shrouded in an eerie calm. The manor stood before me, its facade as inscrutable as the shadows that danced in the moonlight. Every step felt like a step deeper into the heart of a mystery that refused to be forgotten.
So what this stream's going to be about, is it teasing me about my age? Okay.
Not a sound. The stillness feels heavy, like it's hiding something.
Well, whoever wrote this flyer at the devs spelt tranquil wrong. At Westland Asylum, we believe that the path to recovery begins with compassion, understanding, and the most advanced techniques of mental health care. Our institution offers a tranquil, they missed out the Q, haven for those seeking, they've spelt seeking wrong as well. They've missed out one of the E's and they've missed out the G. Respite from the trials of the mind. Right, open the door onto. Okay, some of the letter on the table ahead. That is a really dark picture.
This painting, it's rather grim. There's something deeply unsettling about it. Almost like it carries a shadow of its own. It seems Elodie had a passion for art, but her style wasn't exactly well received. Disturbing from the looks of it. A blue moon, fitting for a place haunted by its own secret.
Okay, now I'm going to turn the brightness up because I can't see shit. Brightness, brightness, brightness. I did already put it up to 125, but doesn't help much, does it?
The Countess left this for me. It could be useful for getting around the place.
It says we can now turn on the lantern. Can we? Would you like to tell me how to turn the lantern on? Okay, Y button is apparently the lantern.
So, the housekeeper left a note for the Countess, asking her to meet here on the day of the murder. I wonder what truly happened during that encounter. Very well. Let's piece the events together, step by step. Two chairs. One lipstick stains. Same shade the Countess wore when she visited my office. An empty envelope. Did that... Looks like someone... The housekeeper's cup is still here. Tea spilled across the table. It seems they met here. But something went wrong during the conversation.
I am very angry. After all these years of service, this is how you repay me? Walking away like this?
I'm sorry, madam, but the situation has become unbearable. My bags are already packed.
Okay.
The Countess threw the housekeeper out in a fit of rage. In her haste, the housekeeper forgot one of her bags. What was it that unsettled the housekeeper enough to abandon her post so suddenly?
I mean, if her other bag was there, I'm not sure how she would forget the other bag, to be honest. Like, she has one bag there, the other bag is there. How would you forget such a bag when it's, like, right next to the other one? I raise questions about that. Judgment?
Lady Fortside, still seething, burned something in the fireplace. The housekeeper resigned. Seems something, or someone, troubled her greatly. Enough to break the long-standing family tradition tying her to this place.
Okay. So I'm guessing to continue, we need to do something with the statues. Okay. Well, it's got to be...
The Fordside family crest, a rampant dragon, a time-honoured symbol across European heraldry, particularly among the English and Welsh.
genuinely don't know what to do here. Oh, hang on, what's this? Maybe this is a clue.
Looks like this is the Fordside family book, showing some of their ancestors.
Ah, okay. So this is okay. So this has got to be a clue. Okay, right. So we got. Oh god, that was weird. Okay, so the old man was the statue. Okay, so each of these are the 4. Why would you put a telescope at the sun? No wonder you're going to get blind. Right, okay. Right. Globe. Okay, so let's assume okay, so it mentions the globe. So, okay, I think that's right, because he's looking at that globe.
A globe resting in a beautiful
Okay.
sand.
Okay, so she's obviously got to look at the music. So the girl with like the short hair. So I'm guessing it's this girl here. So she should be looking at the music, which I think she is. Okay. So where does this person need to look at then? So that's the other woman with the scar on her cheek. Right, so they mentioned a telescope. Is there a telescope here?
Another painting by Elodie. There's something deeply disturbing about it.
I do not see any is that a telescope over there? I can't see because the bloody... telescope. So I'm guessing he has to be facing the telescope then. Oh, I've done it. Okay, so that 4th statue had to have been facing the right way. So for anyone who is playing this along with this video, looks like this is the correct position for the woman. So it looks like she's staring at that shield thing over there. Crest, whatever you want to call it. She's staring at the music. That dude over there is staring at the globe. Oh, excuse me. Let's try that again without yawning. That dude over there is staring at the globe, and then he's staring at the telescope over there. Right. Let's move on then. So the last achievement was Shadows from the Past. Okay.
This must have been some sort of private study for the Countess. Elodie was committed to a psychiatric facility. But she... Lady Margaret and a young woman. I suppose it's Elodie. They look happy.
I'm not quite sure that defines looking happy. I mean, the older woman looks like she's got a face like a smacked ass.
An old pocket watch. A British passport. Lord Fordside was undoubtedly a man of the world. This looks like the key to the main hall. Could be my way into the heart of the house.
Oh, we got a graphical glitch, top right. That's not good. And we're also missing a voice line there, apparently. Okay.
Here lies Elodie. Rest eternally, beloved daughter, beneath the tree that once watched you grow. So this is where Elodie is buried. Layers of dried oil paint, left untouched for 20 years. It's as if time stopped, the sinking of a ship. A grand ship on the open sea. Looks like the last painting Elodie was working on was of a ship at sea. The whole gallery is filled with maritime. A man with his back turned, watching a ship go down. Looks like some sort of clue. Lady Margaret took special care to secure the house, restricting access to certain areas.
Okay.
This looks like Elodie's diary. Let's see what her last entries reveal.
I'm absolutely over the moon. Walter has written to say he is coming. I met him at the Western Sanatorium, and we have grown so very close. He was there recovering from the trauma of a shipwreck, where he tragically lost his companions. By sheer luck, he was rescued, but not before spending an entire year on an island living amongst the natives. He truly is an adventurer. I'm so happy. Walter has finally arrived. I must admit, I am utterly captivated.
I'm now wondering if the old lady...
And he gave me his word.
God, that's
He wouldn't
frightening.
fail
It
to
looks
come.
like Michael Jackson, doesn't it?
Screaming in the middle of the
I wonder... I'm now thinking maybe the old lady killed her. Because she didn't want this guy to take her away.
They looked so in love. So happy. I wonder what became of Walter after Elodie died. Looks like a commercial seaman's yearbook.
Damn it, it's not here. It's simply not here.
This must be the Countess's handwriting. What was she searching for?
Better question, why would she write it?
Those poor souls. Tragedy seems to have cast a long shadow over this family. Locked, as expected. There's a metal engraving of a tree.
This game genuinely needs to be brighter because I can't see shit.
A boarded up door. The access to the servants' quarters appears to be blocked for some reason. These broken chairs. Someone must have held them to the ground with great force. A silver knife is missing, and it's nowhere to be found. Likely taken by the same person who caused all this destruction. Some of these tools have been bent, likely trampled over. It looks like this vase was shattered. Not just dropped, but smashed with intent. Looks like the crowbar is broken.
Fat lot of good that was then.
Lady Margaret, after the death of her daughter, dismissed the staff and left the mansion.
It's not a very clean bath.
A pair of blood-stained scissors stuck in the sink basin. Deeply unsettling.
I wouldn't be using that toilet either.
No doubt. This is the cook's room.
And how do you know this?
A doll pierced with an awl. A warning? A backgammon board. One of the oldest board games.
I never really liked backgammon, to be honest.
Miss Marva apparently knew her way around the tarot. What a dreadful spread. And what a chilling omen it revealed. Evil approaches. It will bring death, and lay ruin to the house and all who dwell within.
Okay, 34982. Three, 4, 9, 8, 2.
Is there someone else in the house? Who the devil is that man? He had a knife. I'm completely in the dark here. I don't think he saw me.
Right. How do I move it? D-pad. That's stupid. What was it? 34982, wasn't it? Okay. A button to unlock it, by the way. Once you've done it and used the D-pad to open it. Okay.
Another boarded up door. The question is, was it... This must be Walter Brandon's room. An empty bottle. The diary of Walter Brandon. Perhaps it holds some clues about who. A compass and a sextant. Tools of a sailor.
I am terrified that man has found me. I fear something dreadful is about to happen. Tonight as I awoke, I saw him standing at the foot of my bed. I could not make out his face, but his knife, the gleam of its blade, shone in the darkness. I sprang up suddenly, determined to confront this stranger. Grabbing the heavy candlestick from the nightstand, I hurled it with all my strength. He vanished into the dark. Coming here was a grave mistake.
Oh, you're an ugly fucker.
He has followed me, watching and lurking in dark corners, waiting to surprise me. I dare not tell Elodie. She would think the one thing I dread most for her to believe. I see him again from the window, watching me. His long hair and beard obscure his face, and he still holds that knife. He means to kill me. I am losing my faculties. It is best I return to the ship. Everyone seems to be conspiring against me. The housekeeper despises me, accusing me of misconduct. Perhaps I'm not a man of refinement, but I know what respect is. Yet this morning, as I woke from my rest, she was enraged with me. It was of no use to tell her I had slept peacefully. An external maid who comes to clean was crying and accusing me of having approached her in an unseemly manner. I would never do such a thing. I am a sailor, a man of the world. I know how to conduct myself.
The last entry in the diary, dated the very night of the murder.
My beloved Elodie, why can you not believe this poor sailor, who only wishes to love you? I have left everything behind. My ship, the sea, all my world, just to be by your side, as you asked me to. Damn it. I can hear the man with the knife coming up the stairs from the hall. I need to hide.
Walter was terrified. What in the devil was happening here? It seems this trunk was all Walter owned. I should take a look at it.
Right. Do.
A photograph of Elodie. No doubt Walter cared for her deeply. Looks like the key to the back garden. I better head back to the staircase gallery. Pretty sure I saw a door to the outside there. Seems I'm not the only one with a fondness for hats. A model ship. Mr. Brandon must have felt a deep yearning for the sea.
Right.
At that old fountain in the garden. Now little more than a basin of stagnant water. One can still make out the faint impressions of bloodied hands. It seems almost certain the killer stopped here, in a hurried attempt to wash away some of the blood spattered across his body. The gate still bears the macabre traces of that old tragedy, like a silent witness, pointing to the path taken by that murderous beast as he fled.
Right. Right. Probably go to greenhouse, isn't it? Well, this is the murder weapon then. Probably.
Despite his injuries, the killer rid himself of anything that might incriminate him before fleeing the scene. The boots, the coat, even the knife. It's a chilling thought, but those very items remind me of the figure seen lurking near the manor. The same figure Walter Brandon spoke of with such dread. And perhaps the very one who was said to have harassed the maids. That mysterious presence was, in all likelihood, the murderer of Elodie Fordside. This ought to do the trick for that boarded up room upstairs, just by Walter Brandon's room.
This is kind of a walking simulator, really, isn't it? Kind of. Oh yes, the crowbar has broken. $25,741.
Unlabeled liquor bottles, a sharpening wheel. Lord Fordside was a gifted artist, no doubt, but his work betrayed a dark and tormented soul. This unfinished fallen angel stirs in me a curious sense of unease, almost repulsion.
Okay, 25,741, wasn't it? Right.
The door is locked. I'll need to find the key. Him again. Who the bloody hell are you? This room looks like it belongs to a woman. It's a damn fine bottle. Seems Lady Margaret was reading in the chair that evening. The book's still open, right where she left it.
This is a nightmare. I am deeply concerned for Elodie. The housekeeper has long been warning me about Walter. I have made some inquiries, and nothing is as it seems. Elodie remains blissfully happy with him in the house. I am at my wit's end. Since her return from the sanatorium, she has been positively radiant, a true beacon of light. They go out together and seem to have a splendid time. He appears very close to her. This is in stark contrast to the picture painted by the housekeeper, which is a complete contradiction.
The bed is made. The Countess hadn't yet gone to bed on the night of the murder.
Well, that's not what she said. She said that she had taken a sleeping draught and gone to bed.
Last night I heard him scream. He seemed to be in the throes of a panic attack. I approached on tiptoe to the guest quarters, and then suddenly I was struck with terror. An insane, maniacal laughter echoed through the night. It did not sound like him. The following morning, Walter and Elodie went out to sail on the pond. Everything appeared normal, and he was the most charming he has ever been.
Okay, what do you want me to examine next? Something down here.
Something made of glass is shattered here.
Oh my God, what is that noise? It's coming from Elodie's room.
The fireplace tools, all knocked over on the floor. And unless my eyes deceive me, the poker appears to be missing.
Oh my God, Elodie!
Lady Margaret, quite agitated, grabbed the fireplace poker and rushed toward Elodie's room. A key, likely the one to Elodie's room. Lady Margaret lied to me. She hadn't taken any sleeping draught that night. She could have heard the attack and rushed to see what was happening. Why did she hide this from me? The more I investigate, the more convoluted it all seems.
I still think she killed her.
Search for answers.
I'm convinced.
Photograph of Elodie Fordside and Walter Brandon. If my memory serves me right, looks like it was taken at Westland Asylum. A pool of dried blood. A rag doll tossed on the floor. I'd wager it used to sit neatly on the bed. Either it was knocked over in the scuffle, or perhaps Elodie dropped it herself in the panic. There was a struggle here, clear as day. Not a clean break-in. The killer wasn't subtle. Judging by the sheer brutality of the crime, we can almost certainly conclude the killer was a man of considerable build. The blood-stained coat, found alongside the greenhouse knife, suggests that the mysterious figure seen loitering nearby may be the very same individual.
Oh, didn't mean to do that.
That night. A teacup on the bedside table. Elodie must have lain down that night, perhaps already drifting to sleep. The door's lock, completely broken, indicates someone forced their way into the room, likely startling Elodie awake. Elodie tried to flee, but the killer cornered her near the vanity. She lost her balance and fell, breaking the dresser and chair.
Well, if so, then how did the blood get on the bed? 'Cause if she fell, he would have stabbed her on the floor, right?
The killer dragged her to the bed against her will. In the struggle, one of the vases fell from the mantelpiece. On the bed, the killer stabbed her mercilessly, again and again, staining the sheets with blood. That's when Lady Margaret arrived, striking the killer with the fireplace poker, knocking him away from Elodie.
I don't think so.
Wounded, the killer fled the scene, but it was already too late. Elodie was already dead.
I don't think so.
The old Bloomsbury mansion choked my thoughts. It had that kind of sadness that seeps into your bones like old damp, and that sudden abandonment, so clear before my eyes, looked like a sinister time capsule.
Ow, that was my fingers. Can we skip these cutscenes?
One thing was certain. My next move was to dig up answers
Nope.
about the man with the knife, and about Walter Brandon.
With me pressing the Y button, though, you can still hear me
Silent
pulling out and activating the lantern,
sanatorium that 20 years ago was the scene of
which is kind of funny.
Elodie Forsyth and that Brandon fellow. It was an ungodly hour when my battered car crept along the winding, shadowed road leading to Westland Asylum. What I found upon arrival was disquieting. The river, sinking for more than a decade, remained unheeded. Was it some ancient emergency system defying the passage of time? Or was someone awaiting my arrival?
Right. We don't have our lantern anymore. Okay.
So, there's an alternative entrance, hidden somewhere in the wall of the asylum.
I'm concerned as to why the light is on. considering this is supposed to be abandoned. Okay.
Bloody hell. It's pitch black in here. Looks like I've stumbled into what could be the kitchen. Damn it. The lantern. It's broken. I'll have to manage without it for now. May 1922. This letter was written half a year before Elodie's murder. It's possible she was still a patient here at the time. The nurses were genuinely concerned about the aggression of patients. Westland Asylum was a top place in its good old days. The asylum was shut down 10 years ago. Judging by the state it's in, they probably had no choice but to close it due to the building's condition.
The girl? How is the girl?
You mean Miss Elodie Fortside? Don't worry, that bloke didn't lay a finger on her. But you took quite a knock. This is going to smart.
This file cabinet is now empty. It probably held all the records of the inpatients. I need to find Dr. Sheridan's office.
We must formalize the admission of Miss Elodie Fortside. I have her file here.
That girl? What do you think of her?
I don't quite know. She seems a good girl. I do hope she recovers soon.
I know what Dr. Mulder thinks of her.
Oh, don't be wicked.
You cannot tell me you haven't noticed. Have you seen the way he looks at her?
Shh, hush now. Someone's coming.
It seems the nurses were gossiping about a certain Dr. Mulder, who appeared to be especially taken with Elodie.
Right. Oh, I can move. I thought I was solid in a cutscene. Hello, Texas Morgan Grill. You kill him, we'll grill him. How may I direct your cannibalistic tendencies today?
Hello? Hello? Can you hear me?
Mr. Morley, is that you?
Lady Margaret?
Mr. Morley, I'm so relieved to hear your voice. I've been trying to reach your office, but I couldn't get through to anyone.
It's awfully late at night, Lady Margaret. How on earth did you know I was at Westland Asylum?
Well, I was already in bed, truth be told. But there was something on my mind. A vital detail I'd forgotten to mention. I called your office, searched for you at the mansion, and when I couldn't find you there, I assumed you might be investigating at the asylum.
I see. Very resourceful of you. Now tell me, what is this detail of such importance?
Oh yes, of course. I almost forgot. You see, the truth is, I'm afraid that you're not alone.
What the devil does that mean? Hello? Lady Margaret?
Yep. Great. Now here comes the spooky spooks. Right, well that wasn't there when I came in, was it? Well, I guess it wants me to go down here, doesn't it? Okay, let's go and get ourselves killed. Probably.
Is someone there? Damn it. I've got a bad feeling about this.
Oh, bloody hell. Okay, yeah, I didn't see nothing in there. Absolutely fucking not.
Internal report. Patient B08, Miss Beatrice Maren, female, 28, reclassified after initial misidentification. Miss Maren presents with severe self-destructive behaviors. She engages in autosarcophagy, self-cannibalism that has markedly compromised her physical integrity, and compulsively ingests her own hair. These actions, driven by deep psychological torment and overwhelming despair, leave her in a perilously fragile state. As a precaution, she is secured in a straitjacket and confined to an environment entirely devoid of any utensils or objects that might facilitate further self-harm. Her treatment protocol centers on the administration of potent sedatives to alleviate anxiety and curb these impulses, with ongoing monitoring.
There we go. So I'm going to open this and then I'm going to be attacked. I don't know where I'm supposed to go. Ah.
Internal report. Patient B03, identity unknown. Male, early 30s. Admitted after being the cause of a series of violent incidents. The patient exhibits a disturbing duality. Episodes of unprovoked, nearly superhuman aggression, displaying raw, overwhelming physical force, and subsequent plunges into an eerie, profound apathy. His faculties appear suspended during these lulls, leaving him in a state of unnerving inertia. Due to the unpredictability of his violent outbursts, he remains confined within a reinforced cell. Treatment involves high doses of sedatives, potassium bromide or morphine, and a regimented course of electroconvulsive therapy, alongside stringent restraints, such as an anti-biting mask and, if required, an iron muzzle. Ongoing monitoring is maintained. Internal report. Patient B02. Mr. Norbert Clark, 45, from Sanderson, is a persistent pyromaniac whose actions have repeatedly endangered both property and life. Despite his seemingly frail build, he harbors an alarming compulsion for fire setting, a tendency exacerbated by intermittent episodes of disorganized thought and incoherent speech under duress. His unsettling, fixed gaze suggests the planning of covert schemes, amplifying his threat. To mitigate risk, he is isolated in a secure cell, thoroughly cleared of flammable materials. His management includes a regimented program of sedatives and antipsychotic medications to stabilize his manic and schizoid symptoms, with vigilant oversight maintained.
Okay.
This room gives me the shivers. I need to hide. Quickly. I can't hear it. Could it be gone?
Well, that made me jump. Okay.
A cigarette case, with a bit of tobacco still inside. A maintenance uniform. Clean water, an apple, a bit of bread. The food's still fresh. Looks like someone's been coming through here. Perhaps this is what Lady Margaret meant in her call. Or was she trying to warn me about something else? Here it is. Dr. Sheridan's office. This is where I'll find Elodie and Walter's records. Nothing of interest here.
Okay, continuing on. Right, so we've read the letter.
Wait. No, it can't be. There he is, in the photo. Dr. Sheddenand in the center. And right next to him, it's him. The man with the knife. That wild mane, that unkempt beard, it's unmistakable. But what's he doing here? And he's holding a book. I need to get to the library.
Have I accidentally locked myself in the room? I think I've soft-locked myself.
Elodie's record. Patient at the sanatorium.
Possibly. Now do I leave?
Elodie's record was easy to find, but there's no sign of anything related to Walter Brandon. Something doesn't add up. What was that noise? Sounds like something just came crashing down.
Came crashing down and it hurts inside. Doot 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 doot. Ow, that was my elbow. I'm supposed to be going around here. I genuinely don't know what I'm supposed to do here. I'm in the archive. I genuinely don't understand what the game wants me to do here. Ah, wants me to go in here, I guess. Okay. $899.81. $899.81. Is there anything in there I'm supposed to grab? Apparently not. Staircase that leads to nothing. Eight double 981. 89981. 89981.
The bloody handprint. Someone injured must have leaned against this wall.
89981. 89981. 89981. 89981. 89981. I can't help but wondering if you could have sequence break doing this. Of course, you would have missed out some achievements, though, probably. Okay, so we've got a key to the lift now, apparently. Now, for something that's been shut down for 10 years, isn't it amazing that there's still electric lamps going on? And apparently, reappearing buckets. Okay, we don't know the code to Dr. Mulder's room. That's disgusting. Okay.
Reporting, Elodie Fordside, February 3rd, 1922. Daily record number 23. Let us begin. How are you feeling today, Miss Fordside?
I feel well.
Elodie, we have discussed this before. If you do not tell me how you truly feel, we will make no progress.
I feel a little sad that I am alone here. I miss my mother and having company. So much time with nothing to do makes me think of things I do not wish to think of.
I see. Listen, Elodie. I believe you are looking at this the wrong way. If, instead of dwelling on what you call dark thoughts, you were to focus on possibilities, your outlook would change entirely. A young, beautiful woman such as yourself should look to the future with excitement. Think of all the adventures that lie ahead. Your family, your career as a painter. Perhaps even finding a man. A man of good standing.
Oh god, this guy's so far up his ass.
From your demons.
A man?
Tell me, Elodie, is there no man who stirs your heart?
What in God's name do you think you're doing?
Miss Fordside, you may go. We shall continue later.
Very well.
Have you lost your mind? Where is your professionalism?
Do not presume to judge my methods with your oh-so-righteous reading therapy.
Methods? The entire hospital is whispering about you. She is a patient, Dr. Mulder, and she is mentally unwell.
Listen, Ferdinand. Stay out of my affairs, and I shall stay out of yours. Or have you forgotten which one of us is the director of this institution?
Do as you please. But if I ever witness such a scene again, I will not remain silent.
Damn fool.
Oh, I hate that squeaky noise.
The Adventures of Walter Brandon, the intrepid captain of the Stella Maris, braving the treacherous South Seas. What in the devil does this mean?
What? Patient 1365. Right. Yaha fiddle-dee-dee.
The hospital screen is positioned like the sail of a ship. Stella Maris. That was the name of the ship captained by Walter Brandon. This room is the room of a madman. The entire space is arranged as if it were the deck of a ship. Did that man truly come to believe he was a character in an adventure book?
This must be the key to the app.
There's something fucking dodgy going on here.
Powerful drugs for depression. Anxiolytics. The girl improved, but it seems the doctor... Looks like Elodie found herself a little hideaway to keep practicing her dark craft. Elodie found painting, and with it, a way to spill the shadows that crawled through her mind. A pair of scissors and hair on the chair, strands on the floor. This is where the transformation took place. She remade patient 1365 in the image of her most secret longings.
God, they are both psychotic.
Their secret hideaway. An alarm clock. Most likely, They used it to slip back to the second floor before anyone noticed they were gone. For a while, they managed to keep their affair in the shadows, far from the eyes of doctors and nurses. A draft letter, scratched out and full of corrections.
So he was a schizophrenic then.
She goaded him into leaving the sanatorium. That man was desperately ill. But Elodie's selfishness outweighed what little sense she had. She pushed him too far. If I pieced this together correctly,
Three nine one two four.
at the very least, it's highly inappropriate. The room has been decorated to resemble some sort of island in the South Seas. Of course, I should have guessed. She pulled him into her world. Elodie created Walter Brandon.
Three nine one two four.
Patient number 1365 returns after an absence of 4 months. He's in a state of utter disorientation, perspiration pouring off him, and good heavens, there's a severe wound to the skull. His clothes and hands are covered in blood, and it doesn't appear to be his own. He cannot recall his name, nor anything that's happened during these past months. Seems to have found his way back here more by some strange instinct than by memory itself. The personality once known as Walter has vanished entirely, as has the entity we refer to as the Shadow, though given his nature, I cannot say with certainty it isn't still lurking beneath the surface. We have treated cases of dissociative identity before, but never one such as this. His appearance, his voice, even his build and weight change quite drastically. Now he looks frail, gaunt, empty, as though there's nothing inside, as though he were but an empty shell, waiting to be occupied. vision. This institution is no longer equipped to care for him. I am ordering his immediate transfer to St. Dimphna Hospital. Dr. Former, a specialist in matters such as this, will take him under his care. As I near the end of my tenure as director, I must see this case brought to a decisive close. The blood upon his hands, the emptiness in his eyes, all point to an act of the gravest kind. One his mind appears to have erased entirely. God help us, if the shadow should ever wake again.
Though he was utterly incapable of recalling what he'd done. They moved him to St. Dimphna's Hospital. Could he still be there after 20 years? What became of him? I'll have to follow this lead. That man returned to the new sanatorium, remembering practically nothing. Maybe it was the wound Lady Margaret left him. Or maybe his mind shattered and never came back after what happened that night. As for me, I was hired to find the one who killed Elodie Fordside, and my intuition told me they were still there, in the depths of St. Dimphna. I sensed that the end of the road was waiting for me in that place.
Well, that is the full 1000G. But just for the sake of it, we are actually going to pause the timer there. And I will have to do that. But we are going to continue on just to see the end of this story, because I'm curious just to see where this is going to go. Also, if all the lights are on, why are we having to go through this window? Is this going to come out with some sort of twist where the detective, John Morley, is this dude? Is that what's gonna happen? Half expecting that to happen. Okay, we've got keys. I'm half expecting that's what's going to happen. Hello, Moe's Tavern.
The night shift nurses are behind this door. I need to find another way into the hallway to the room.
Okay, so it's not abandoned then. Now, you could ask them. You're a fucking detective, ain't you? Okay, I've got a feeling it's going to turn out where the detective that I am is probably the murderer and the same person.
John Morley and the case of the red shoes.
Called it!
That fateful night, I was startled by the noise. Those wretched cries of agony from dear Elodie. I rushed to her chambers, and there you stood, stained with the blood of the one soul I cherished above all others in this world. The housekeeper had warned me, but I turned a deaf ear.
There's so many plot holes in
Elodie
this
was finally
story.
happy, even amidst your incessant bouts of volatility. Yet, with the passage of time, your demeanor darkened. More and more frequently, that sinister presence lurking within you began to surface, each appearance more violent than the last. Elodie no longer gazed upon you with the starry-eyed affection of a smitten young woman. The atmosphere in this house grew suffocating, fraught with an unbearable tension. That very afternoon I spoke with her. She had resolved to end your engagement. You seemed, or so I dared hope, to have accepted it with grace. But that night, that very night, you ended her life in the most savage manner imaginable. I threw myself upon Elodie, desperate to save her. But alas, it was far too late. Months later, I learned you had returned voluntarily to the sanatorium. I sought answers and immersed myself in understanding the afflictions that plagued you. Dissociative identity disorder, they called it. A condition in which one might host multiple identities, each vying for dominion over the body. But the man confined in that bleak institution was not the shadow, not the fiend who had stolen my daughter. No, he was but the shell, the hapless vessel. And I yearned to find the true culprit, not the facade, the murderer himself.
There's so many plot holes in this.
Thus I devised my plan. I came to visit you, and just as Elodie had done, I crafted a new role for you, a new identity to inhabit. I brought books, personal artifacts, penned letters as Penny. I leased an office and prepared every detail meticulously, down to the smallest thread, for your return as John Morley. Everything had to be flawless. And why, you may ask? To make you remember, to awaken the shadow, to summon forth the murderer from the abyss of your fractured mind. John Morley is a good man. Walter Brandon was a spirited young sailor, brimming with love for Elodie. But the shadow was a merciless, unrepentant killer. I wanted to destroy the murderer who had stolen my daughter.
To be honest, your daughter was a bit of a psycho as well, honey.
An innocent man. My obsession, my singular purpose, was to awaken the shadow.
There was a lot of plot holes in that. A sizable amount of plot holes. Anyway, this has been the last case of John Morley. I want to thank JanduSoft for providing me the code for this, so thank you to them. And we'll all see you very soon. I'm not quite sure why I'm short 70 gamer score as well, but whatever.